Greetings in the love and light of the one infinite creator. I'm Andrii Zvorygin here with Ed, Bill, and Fred, and we're going to be reading the November 2025 session of The Confederation of Planets by LL Research. And it's going to be about dreams and anger management and some other things. Very exciting stuff. All right. And then we'll discuss it. Okay, I have one, and it has to do with the gentleman just was speaking to. It has to do with dreams, and most of the time dreams are for me very fragmented and make no sense whatsoever. But I had one in particular. It was a visit by a friend who passed away, and I've dreamt about other people a lot, of course, but it's never seemed like this. It was just, it was so real that I could just practically reach out and touch the guy. I understand that he was coming to me, I think, and he was not consciously into the oneness of all things, but I believe that he was attempting to tell me, yes, it is. You're not necessarily right, T, but it is a oneness of everything. Is there any way that one can, other than just what you feel about it, is there any way to discern whether something like that is real? And I know it's real, but whether it's something that is really meant to be and given to you or to myself, if my question makes any sense.
I am Kuo, and I'm aware of your query, my brother, and your question does make sense. The experience you had with your friend who said that all is one was an experience that your friend was able to feel and experience because there is no veil of forgetting for him any longer. And as to how you can determine whether this was something that was real in your experience of the dream. Dreams, my friend, are quite real. There are messages from you to you that you can interpret by using not your intellect, but your intuition, your heart, your feeling, and you can determine how real that dream was. Yeah, and it said it right there because when he's talking to the friend in the dream, that's him, his subconscious.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'll just be right back. Just gotta get some warmer pants.
Oh, warmer pants. I don't even think I haven't worn. I think I've worn pants like twice in a year.
It is so hot right now. We've been a good.
What about you, Ed? Do you wear pants?
Yeah, I think it's rather warm where you are. I kind of need to, or things might freeze off.
Well, even when it's 30 degrees, I'll still wear shorts, but it doesn't stay like that for usually it gets up to 40, 50 in the day.
All right, I'm back.
The temperatures always confuse me because that's like boiling.
Anyway. Oh, yeah, that's
the temperature. What?
Yeah. Well, Celsius to Fahrenheit.
Oh, Celsius to Fahrenheit. Yeah. It's weird. The Americans didn't go over when everyone else did. But
nope.
It was because of Reagan, right?
And we held the line.
Oh yeah.
Jimmy Carter, that bastard.
It was Jimmy Carter.
CFR bastard tried to get us to go metric, but we said no.
Was it Nixon? Reagan. Reagan didn't. Reagan refused.
Carter was right before Reagan. Carter's like, no.
Yeah. I remember Carter. Carter, he was a good guy. He was
Council of Foreign Relations. He wasn't a good guy. He was totally infiltrated by the dark occultists.
Well, he was one of the best. He was the last good president of the United States.
Oh, he was not.
As far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, well, you don't know what he set up.
Well, he was.
Yeah. Under him, we lost a lot of freedom and liberty. Anyways.
Anyways.
Talking about Carter?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Carter was one of the worst presidents we ever had.
Yeah. Really? I guess that's how you wrote it in your history.
Carter himself even said that he was a terrible president, but a wonderful ex-president.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, it was where he was an ex-president that he shined.
He was too soft on crime and just too soft in general. He was too lovey-dovey, and he allowed people to bully him, and they corralled him into doing some really stupid, ridiculous things. And the one that sticks out to me the most, and it's just fickle, but every single vehicle that you buy from the United States in this span, I think of what it was, 76 to 19, they did it up into the mid 80s, but every vehicle that has the red 55 on the speed limit odometer is because of the Jimmy Carter presidential speed limit.
No, but he did things like the FISA court. There's this agency he created that was a senior executive service. A lot of people don't know this, but they're part of this continuity of government, and they have been messing with everybody since they were created. And then he set up another office. He set up 3 things that were really, really detrimental to us.
And plus the IRS tweaks that he did with the money that continued what Nixon did.
Well, actually, I think you got that wrong, because the Internal Revenue Code was messed with in 1954, and then the next time it was messed with was in 1985 under Reagan.
Okay.
Yeah, but that's here and over there. We're getting way off course. But
plus the Iran hostage situation.
Oh, yeah. Well, that was,
Well, that's very poignant to him not being a good leader. No one respected him.
Yeah. Well, no, that's true. But that went back to the 1950s. The CIA messed with the Iranian government, and then the Shah was starting to turn on the CIA, and then the CIA and Mossad and the Israeli. That's when they set up the guys, the Ayatollahs in Iran. So that's been a psyop for 50 years now. But
correct.
Yeah, we got.
Yeah, I guess it looks different, from my perspective. But I didn't live there, so yeah, it's hard to tell. It's different when you're outside the country and inside the country. Things look very different.
Well,
we wouldn't even know about MAID if we didn't know you guys in Canada.
Yeah, exactly. Like, we have like different countries, and I guess it's like the people in our countries want different things. Like from the books I've read, like Jimmy Carter was the last good president, and Reagan was just like total abomination that has totally destroyed your country.
Wow.
And at least
you were never in my house. There was not a dry eye when Ronald Reagan died. My mom bawled. That's the first time I ever saw my mom cry.
Really? Wow. I am shocked, because he sold your country out to the wealthy and took everything from the poor. And it's like, it's kind of like
he didn't do that. He tried to go back to free market capitalism, but Reagan was infiltrated by the Bush Nazi regime. So, once again, you're getting a dark occultist.
Well, but anyway, HW helped assassinate Kennedy.
He started neoliberalism.
Oh yeah,
which
he was
is
the paymaster.
The worst thing ever. Neoliberalism was, it was the belief that the rich should own everything.
Oh, you're talking about trickle down economics, but
neoliberalism. I'm talking about neoliberalism.
Reagan just said what was happening out loud, because that's how it's all, and it hasn't changed since, But we should get back to the reading. And
we should. Anyway, so the dreams.
I think
dreams are good. So, in terms of the dreams, I wanted to mention about mugwort, which I think is probably one of the best.
Isn't that also good for parasite detox?
I don't know. Maybe it's good for multiple things. maybe it's good for parasite detox too. But it's good for improving dream recall. That's what I know. So like I have a little bit every day, like just like a little, like maybe a tip of your pinky finger amount. And it really helps because like I remember my dreams, and so it's very nice. And as you're falling asleep, you get all these little mini dreams, and it's just so comforting.
Yeah.
So I love it.
Oh, that's good.
Hmm.
But I like what the Confederation says, that dreams are quite real.
Hmm. Oh yeah, it says that here. Let's
Yeah.
try.
Yeah, it says right here, it says, right back here.
No veil of forgetting for him any longer. I guess the friend is dead. And as to how you can determine whether this was something that was real in your experience of the dream, dreams, my friends,
Dream?
are quite real.
Yes. And it says why. They are messages from you to you that you can
Mhm.
interpret not by your intellect, but by your intuition.
Your heart, your feeling, and you can determine how real the dream was.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay, next question. Yes, I am wondering if possible how one can protect themselves from darker entities or negative spiritual activity when one feels subject to such thing.
I am Kuo and aware of your query, my sister. Yes, we would suggest when you feel there are any dark energies or entities or concepts that are, shall we say, taking aim upon you and your life experience, that you enter into the state of meditation. Okay. And with your open heart, send your love to these entities, surround them with your love, for they do not like to be loved. They are from an area of their own consciousness that is separate from others and wishes to control others. Send them your love with the feeling of true love for them, for they are the creator. They are your other selves. They just do not know that. And after you've done that, surround yourself in an armor of light and wish them well from your heart. All right. So it's a good tips on protection there.
So I just gotta wish Reagan well from my heart.
Yeah. It's like we got to wish Jimmy Carter well from our heart.
Because he sold your what do you call it? He made healthcare for profit in America. It used to be
Oh,
nonprofit before him.
well, yeah.
Now you
Well,
have the most
it, it, it,
expensive and
it
one of the least effective
yeah,
healthcares in the
it,
world.
it, did, it didn't matter that the corruption was there. I mean, right now we just found out that LA County itself alone used 18% of our Medicare or
Yeah, I remember
in one
that.
county. This is how corrupt things have gone.
Yeah.
Reagan really tried to rein into this stuff in, but the corruption has been going on so long. I mean, this is decades. You're talking about politicians who either tried to rein things in, slow them down, but ultimately they all failed because
I guess he was trying his best at the time.
yeah, look what we got today. We got, down in Minnesota, we got the Somalis that have stolen, more than entire Somali GDP, you know.
Wow. Yeah.
And that's just, I mean, in California, these other places, it's far worse. I mean,
Mhm.
yeah.
And to think too, no matter what, if Reagan hadn't privatized some of healthcare at least, then all of the those non-government, those NGOs that came in after Obamacare started would have been 100% government pilfering.
Well, it's
Yeah.
just that it's not that it was it wasn't healthcare wasn't a government thing. Healthcare was non-profit. You weren't allowed to make money on, people's illness. But America is the only country in the world that you're allowed to profit off of other people's pain.
Yeah,
and
that's
suffering.
why we have commercials for prescription drugs.
Exactly. You're the only people in the world that do that.
We know that. It sucks.
And you have the worst, the largest number of people on prescription medication in the world, the
Yeah.
largest amount of depression, and all these other things. And it's all because you have a for-profit healthcare system, thanks to Reagan.
Well, and before you want to talk about for profit, we got this thing called the Federal Reserve Act that created the Federal Reserve Bank in 1913, and that's a private bank. And in the charter, it said that the bank was supposed to be, the Federal Reserve was supposed to be a nonprofit Federal Reserve. But every year they
Really?
collect taxes and it goes right to that entity. As a matter of fact, Reagan in 1985 looked up, had research done, and is a famous thing about where the American tax dollars from the IRS goes. And it went mostly to the royals in England because they own the United States Corporation that was incorporated in the 1780s.
You think you ever lost that
1770.
silly war?
What did Ed say? I didn't hear that.
He said, "You thought you won that silly war."
Oh yeah, no. That well, there's people that say we haven't. We lost. We've been in it since the War of 1812.
Yeah.
England won in 1815. Really.
We always win.
We
Just
burned
saying.
your White House down.
You always create misery, but
Well,
yeah.
we're basically just descendants of them anyway. So
Yeah, no.
Yeah, it's yeah.
I'm cool and I'm aware of your query. My sister. Oh, hold on. We read this already.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Send them love, the creator. Yada yada.
So
Okay.
meditation, and then send them love, and then surround yourself in an armor of light.
Yeah.
Okay. Can I just say,
Yeah,
right?
sure.
Right. You guys have known me quite some time. Yeah.
Mhm.
I have been doing basically what they just described to protect myself in a metaphysical sense since I was about 17. Like 15, 16 maybe, doing Ouija board and that. I started from the heart chakra, for that little feeling of love, and I just let it expand out like a big shell around me. Right? And anything negative, I don't care what you are, as soon as you come in, if you're, it's a pure ball of unstoppable love. And anything that crosses that boundary, if they're evil, they're negatively polarized, it's going to start repolarizing them to be better, to be happier, to just be filled with love. No matter what the fuck they do, they can't enter it without feeling that love, right? So anything that wants to stay negative is basically like fire. It's like walking through lava. So they leave me alone.
Yes.
And
true.
essentially, all I want to do is give them a hug. I don't know why they keep running. What?
Well, I do know. I mean, and we know from the Confederation material, it's because they are disgusted by love and acceptance. It makes them feel ill, and they want to, vomit or whatever, and so they can't stand it when you forgive love and
Things set on
acceptance.
fire. Like seriously, like no.
Just like Jesus
Run
said,
away.
exactly. You're heaping coals on their head by being nice to them. They want you to be upset. They want you to be angry. They want you to hate. They want you to have those service to self tendencies.
They eat the fear, man. They eat the anger.
Exactly. It makes them stronger. But then when you respond with forgiveness, love, kindness, and acceptance, it just totally disempowers them. And it gives all the power to God. And then they're like, oh no, you're destroying the illusion. No, I'm melting.
It says right there in the response that they don't know that they only believe there's separation. They don't see anything but separation.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
And that's why love. That's why love's the most powerful thing, because it's always you're only just that connecting thing between all of us. That's what love is. Is that central point? Taking it back to that point. If they're trying to get away from it, it's the worst place in the universe for them.
Well, that's why they call it the law of one, unity. There's only unity, nothing else. Everything's a distortion aside from unity.
Yes. So, I think Bill left for a bit.
And if you can figure out the unity thing, you're probably way ahead of the game.
Yes, cool. My question is about the so-called life between lives. After we leave third density, many of us believe that we go on to an experience between lives where we review our past life, and eventually we have a chance to have another existence in third density if we want, if we can take it. So I'm wondering about the transition from third to fourth density, or from fourth to fifth, or fifth to sixth, and so on. Is there an equivalent to the life between lives when one moves between densities? And do you have a choice then to move on to another existence or go back to the same density you were in and have more challenges there?
Okay, before there, I read this. Isn't it? Haven't they covered this with the stairs of light? Okay, never mind.
Okay.
I am Kuo, and I'm aware of your query, my brother. The life between life experiences within your third density give you a chance to review the life just lived with your higher self or your guide, so that if you decide to return, you can see where there might have been refinements that you could have made in your previous life experience. Refinements that will perfect your desire to see the Creator in all and to continue moving through the densities where you become closer and closer to unification with the one Creator, so that in each higher density, there is a refinement of this review of the incarnation. But it does not require your work with higher selves as much as it does with your work with yourself. For there is no veil of forgetting in the higher densities. There is the overview that shows that all is one, and yet within the incarnated portion of each higher density, it is not so clear that all is one. For it seems that if that is obvious, why should you see something differently? And yet, each entity, until they reach the octave density, the eighth density, has some way of seeing itself as separate from all those around it. For they see all those around it as other selves, as mirrors, as entities. Even though they know they are now a social memory complex and everyone has access to every experience and every incarnation that has ever been, and yet the refinement continues throughout the octave until all coalesces in the unity of the one infinite creator. And the entire picture begins again. The story is retold yet at another level.
All right. Cool.
So he
Mm-hmm.
he goes on, he says, is there a further query? And he says, yes.
Oh, well, let's hash this one out first, because I've been burned before trying to get too far ahead and things like that.
All right.
Okay,
All right.
now make title, summary, and points for seekers with quotes from the following. Oh man, I'm so sleepy. In this teaching, Kuo addresses what happens when consciousness transitions between densities. Is there an equivalent of life between lives when one moves from third to fourth density or beyond? Third density review with a higher self. The life between lives within your third density gives you a chance to review the life just lived with your higher self or your guides. The review offers opportunities for refinement so that you should decide to return. You can use where there might have been refinements that you could have made in your previous life experience. The purpose of the review is not judgment, but clarification of intention and deeper alignment with love. The goal, seeing the Creator in all, refinements that will perfect you, desire to see the Creator in all, and to continue moving through the densities where you become closer and closer to unification with the one Creator. Higher densities, no veil, more self-work. There's no veil of forgetting in the higher densities. It does not require you to work with higher selves as much as it does with your work with yourself. paradox of oneness. There's the overview that shows that all is one, and yet within the incarnated portion of each higher density, it is not so clear that all is one. Each entity, until they reach the octave density, has some way of seeing itself as separate from all those around it. They know they are now a social memory complex, and everyone has access to every experience in every incarnation. The refinement continues throughout the octave until all coalesce into the unity of the one infinite creator. And the entire picture begins again. The story is retold yet another level. Spiritual evolution is cyclical. Completion leads to renewal at a higher turn of the spiral. All right.
It sounded like the monks of Santo Domingo de Silos. You should do songs of Quo YouTube. I guarantee you'd get some views.
Oh, well, thanks. Yeah, there's someone watching now.
That was interesting.
Yeah. Well, it was actually how the Orthodox priests would sing the liturgy. So, did we want to go on to the next one?
Well, I like this because it's like, oh, okay, the refinements. Okay.
Mhm.
Okay, so every lifetime I go in to refine, and they keep telling me the same thing. They say, hey, quit being such a big asshole.
Be nice and love one another. Mhm, mhm.
They
Can you
call
do
it a
that this
vacation.
The refinement continues throughout the octave. Yes.
They call it a vacation.
What's a vacation?
The space between incarnations.
Yes, it is. It's a vacation because it is much easier to do. Here, so
Well, you're not
yes,
in the
there is a
illusion where you
continuation.
don't
Yes,
know anything.
in moving through the densities, does one necessarily become part of a social memory complex? Or are there others who are lone practitioners who work on themselves without being part of the larger group? Bill?
I am cool and aware of your query, my brother. In general, we may say that the higher densities from the fourth through the seventh have a social memory complex that operates as a social memory complex. However, within the fifth density of light and wisdom, it is possible for each member or any member of a social memory complex to move in an unique fashion, seeking ways to know itself better as a creator as it travels through the journey, seemingly alone, yet not truly alone, but in a sense that does not reflect the total unity of the social memory complex.
Mm-hmm. So,
Well, I guess like they say on the negative path, they say the fifth density is a very lonely or completely alone. So I guess on the positive path, I guess might take a little alone time as well.
well, they say that on the positive path, they do kind of do their own things, but they come together to praise God together.
Right.
Out of regular intervals. Like going to church on Sundays.
Yeah. Right.
But
just from
otherwise,
that
they're doing their own investigations.
Yeah, but just from that paragraph, it would seem that maybe in the fourth and sixth density, you're kind of doing things as a social memory complex more. But in the fifth, it looks like there's a little alone time in between the dealing with the social memory complex.
Which kind of makes sense.
And I would, yeah, they're balancing love and wisdom. I think it's the wisdom part that I think takes the alone time.
I think it's kind of like, there's like it's the odd even numbers. So the odd numbers are more individualistic and the even numbers are more intertwined. So like you got first density, which is like wind. And so the wind just experiences being the wind, and the rock is just being aware of being a rock, and the water is just aware of flowing. Whereas with second
I
density.
don't think that's I don't think that's awareness. I think that's just shaping into
Well,
something.
that's what they call it. They call awareness in the Confederation material. And then in the second density, they say, you know, animals, and they say the animals are actually tend to have a hive mind. So they're part of a hive consciousness. And so they're kind of like aware of each other, you could say. So it's almost like they're in a social memory complex, but it's basically another entity that is steering like a group of second density entities until they, you know, become third density. And that whole process of going from second density is realizing that they are an individual. And so they enter, once they realize they're an individual because they've received enough love, say from their owner, like if they're a pet or something, then they enter third density. And in third density, you have the veil of forgetting. So it's the most individual of densities. And so in this third density, you're totally separated from the creator, well, as much as possible, because you don't remember that you're one with all that is, whereas in second density you were fully aware of that. And then at some point, say on the, so it allows the service to self choice to happen, or the service to others choice, where you again go back to recognizing, you know, that we're all one. And so in fourth density, you're also experiencing a larger amount of group dynamics. And so whereas in like the service to others groups, you have the social memory complex where like you're reading each other's thoughts. And in the service to self dynamic, they're kind of like, they also have groups, but it's kind of like these power dynamics and, you know, slave and bondage things, but they're still very close group dynamics. They're just like kind of based on fear and anger instead of love and acceptance. And but then in fifth density again, you get that individuality just like you got in third density, but it's kind of a more intense individuality in terms of that. Like say for instance, the service to self entities, they don't incarnate at all. And the yeah and I know
I'm getting the theory. I'm getting the general
you're getting the
gist of
theory, right? And then in the sixth density, you're back to incarnating generally in lower densities to you know, make some progress. So you're again, it's kind
if you want to.
Yeah, but it's about balancing love and wisdom basically. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Because I don't think I probably would imagine most sixth density entities don't wander. Sounds like wandering is very rare.
The majority, actually, the Confederation says the majority of wanderers are sixth density.
Yes, but I'm saying that the majority of those in sixth density, I would say, are probably not wanderers.
Oh, well, I don't know.
Well, the majority of sixth density wanderers are from the sixth density, because wandering is dangerous business. I would think it's not as common as.
I think that it's just that, like as Ra was explaining it, is that it's very difficult to make any progress in sixth density without incarnation. And so that's why they're basically the service to self sixth density will not. But when they switch over to being service to others, they have a much higher likelihood of incarnating. And so they actually, what they do is they incarnate fragments of their souls. They don't incarnate the whole soul. It's just the sixth density soul is huge. And so they incarnate fragments of their souls. And not all of them polarize service to others. Some of them might polarize service to self. Some might not polarize at all. And so it might lose some of these fragments. But it's always available there to help them as well.
And that's what the higher self is.
That's the higher self, exactly. Hey, Ashley, how you doing? Good to see you. I don't know if you're still getting your audio configured.
Who, me?
Yeah, Ashley, yeah. Hey, how are you doing?
I'm doing well.
We were just talking about the higher self, and then you came in.
What timing?
Yeah, what timing? It's great. So, yeah, we were just talking about densities and things like that.
Sixth density wanderer. Ta-da!
Awesome.
Sixth density wanderers, exactly. Are you a sixth density wanderer?
I don't know.
You don't know, okay.
Maybe all of us.
Yeah, quite possibly. I have one last question. Occasionally, more so recently, I feel in the role of a protector. However, oftentimes I feel I drift into anger. How do I redirect into love more efficiently and remove myself from anger? Who wants to read this one?
I'll read. I'll keep reading.
Okay.
We're almost done.
Okay,
Yeah,
sure.
I'm
I
at
am
the
Quo.
airport.
Okay, go ahead.
I am Quo, and I'm aware of your query, my brother. In those moments when you step off the path of love and take a detour into anger, we would suggest that you review that stepping off the path into anger in your meditation. See where you were before you stepped off the path. See what caused you to step off the path. Look at that as a portion of your spiritual journey that can be enhanced when you see that more potently with your own being, so that you can feel that anger yourself rather than feeling it for someone else. And then see what it would be like if you loved yourself and your other self, and make that feeling of love of yourself and other self as powerful as the love that you did not show when you felt anger. Then see that as something that is part of your spiritual journey, that you do not have to do that again. Let that be the healing of the anger. The healing because you see why it occurred, how it occurred, the effect it had upon you and another. And then accept yourself for being what could be called a fool. The fool in the tarot walks blindly off the cliff and knows there is solid ground underneath what seems to be pure air, what seemed to be pure air.
All right. So, anyone want to comment, or I'll get an analysis of
Well, it
this?
sounds like he's doing the balancing exercise kind of in a way.
Yeah. Was it Jim channeling?
Uh, ba, ba, ba.
Man, whoever was channeling for a long time.
Yeah.
I like the idea of what it essentially sounds like is to question.
It was Jim. Go ahead, Ashley. Sorry.
That's okay. I just like to question the source of the emotion, question the reaction itself. I think that even without going fully through the balancing, just you asking that question can really shift your focus.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Because there's always a reason why. And when you start asking yourself why, then things start coming up. Okay, I found it. That make more sense. Like, okay, well, at least for me, I always find out that it's not really what was done or what was said. It's not somebody else. It's me. I decided to react that way. So when I ask that question, it just reminds me to bring it back to myself.
Yes. It says here, anger often arises in defense of another. The teaching invites the seeker to locate the personal catalyst beneath the protective reaction. Mm-hmm. See what it would be like if you loved yourself and your other self, and make that feeling of love of yourself and other self as powerful as the love that you did not show when you felt anger. Love is not passive, it is cultivated with equal intensity to the energy that fueled the anger. Healing through understanding. Let there be healing of the anger, the healing because you see why it occurred, how it occurred, the effect it had upon you and another. Understanding transforms the experience. Awareness dissolves repetition. Accept your Accept yourself for being what could be called a fool. The fool is in the turret, walks blindly off the cliff, and knows there is solid ground underneath that seems to be pure air. The fool represents trust. Even missteps upon deeper ground, acceptance completes the healing. I think this is quite potent in understanding that some people feel like they need to have a firm reaction when they are offended, for example. And so they feel that it would be foolish to have a soft reaction, one of forgiveness, love, and kindness and peace. And so it's kind of like air. It's like, having this difficult experience, but then responding with air. But it is actually the more powerful response to respond with love and kindness and peace. And has a tendency to dissolve the anger. Go ahead. Dissolves.
I was going to say the fool just represents somebody that is in faith. All is well, all will be well.
Yes.
And we're in this world where everything says that we shouldn't have faith. We shouldn't believe everything, all is well, and all. That we live in a world where we're constantly fed that we should be terrified of everything and take action to alleviate everything going on. But that's not how faith works.
Yeah, faith is resting in the stillness and that peace of knowing.
I like the Confederation. Faith, all is well, all will be well.
It's beautiful.
And why shouldn't it not be?
Well, I wouldn't go as far as asking such a question. To be honest.
Okay, I'll do it then.
Okay, you can if you wish, and I will forgive you for it.
Yes. Okay.
Anita Murjani was healed spontaneously in her spiritual near-death experience and has pulled together a group of healers to see if that could be enacted universally, if there's a way to achieve spontaneous healing in most anyone who has a serious life-threatening element. Is it possible, in fact, that most could be healed spontaneously, energetically? Is that potential going to be realized in my lifetime?
I am cool and aware of your query, my brother. Oh.
Go ahead.
Okay. I am Kuo and aware of your query, my brother. The spontaneous healing that can often come with the near-death experience is something that is usually planned pre-incarnatively. For there are, as Ra would say, no mistakes. However, there are surprises. In most cases, I would suggest, and this is just the opinion that I share with you now, that these surprises of spontaneous healings are something that you bring onto yourself pre-incarnatively. That explains a lot. So that at the point of the time when it looks like you have an opportunity to leave your body, you may, if you wish, stay and learn more of the lessons of love, the Creator's love that has made all that there is. Or you may go onto another level of learning and another experience in an incarnation.
Yes. Yeah, that's what I figured, is that it's very personal, and it's kind of just like it wasn't her time to go, and so she healed spontaneously because that was what the higher self decided, that it wanted to continue life. And so this whole idea, I think that, we're gonna heal everybody with AI or whatever, which apparently the alchemists also believed would happen with the Philosopher's Stone, is intrinsically flawed, in terms that disease is there as an opportunity for growth, spiritual growth and learning, and until people understand that, they will continue to be confused and try things that aren't going to ultimately work.
I've heard several near-death experiences where people are healed spontaneously.
Yeah, because the incarnation, I mean, the higher self was like, okay, I want to continue this incarnation.
Well,
And
yeah. Well, it says it's a pre-incarnative thing you have going,
yeah,
and a lot of times you'll have NDEs where the people figure out, they go and talk to the other people on the side and said, hey, you kind of set this up because if you were to go off so far off the path, you would need something to get you back on. And so here it is. So people do set up not only the near-death experiences, but the spontaneous healing as well.
exactly. Well, it was like a potential off ramp, and then it's like, you know what? I'm gonna back up. I'm not gonna go on this off ramp, and then you get the spontaneous healing. Because it's like, oh well, I guess we don't need to dissipate the body then.
Yeah, I was going to ask Ashley. She's at the airport. Where's she heading off to? Is that top secret?
No, I was trying to dry my hands. I'm going to Kentucky to Jim's house for the quote channeling tomorrow.
Oh, cool.
Well, have fun.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's going to be a
Thank
great
you.
time.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Ashley, go, go, go.
Yeah.
Yeah, I still haven't thought of a question. I have a few, but I don't know. I feel like something will come to me in the moment.
Amen. All right, I think this is the outro
Stop.
here. So grateful for your query that you have asked and given us a chance to fill in the puzzle pieces of some of the portion of life path of journeying back into the unity of the one infinite creator with the friends that you may call your social memory complex or your spiritual family. Those that have been with you forever and shall be with you forevermore. For each of you are the one infinite creator. We also would like to thank you for taking the time to join this group. The love you have opened your hearts to and shared with each other shines like a crystal into the infinite universe, and the angels rejoice. At this time, we shall take our leave of this group, and as we leave, let the light we've taken tonight shine forth into the Creator. May all who need healing be put into that light. Adonai Vasuboragus. All right. All right. Well, we'll go. We're just moving on to the next session now. Yeah. I think we have time, don't we? Yeah, we still got 20 minutes. All right. Topics: balancing love and wisdom, places graduating into third density, thoughts, negative greetings, and the correlation between densities, the system described in Michael Newton's work. All right, I'm cool. Yeah, okay. Yes, cool. I have a question. How can we consciously balance love and wisdom to progress more harmoniously on the path of service to others? Oh, thanks. Thanks, Ashley. Okay. Bill, did you want to read?
Let me unmute. Okay.
Okay, yeah, there you go.
I am Kuo and am aware of your query, my sister. This is the work of your third density illusion. For you have what may call a kind of intellectual knowledge that could be seen at your level of existence as a wisdom, and yet it has that which lacks wisdom, and that is the limits of your knowledge. For the intellect is confined to the third density illusion. So once you are able to move your heart in an open-hearted way that sees all as the creator in whatever experience you are having, whatever experience you hope to have, this heart leads you to the fifth density of light, which is the wisdom density that sees beyond all boundaries of the third density illusion. And then in your meditation, look at whatever service you wish to offer including service in general, and ask that the Creator's love flow through your heart and the Creator's wisdom flow through your heart and become joined in equal nature in that effort that you are making to be of service to others.
Amen.
And then when you come out of meditation, look around and see how you may serve if you have already decided service, and approach that service with a feeling of love and wisdom that you have just asked the Creator to give you. And open your intuition, the intuition of your mind and your heart working together to see the best way to proceed upon your journey of serving others.
Very, very good. This is a good one. I think I might even post this one. All right. How can we do this? Okay. What do you guys think? This is like my daily routine right here.
Yeah. Well, same old, opening your heart, knowing everything's one, and letting the love flow through you, and the Creator's wisdom into your heart, and
Mm-hmm.
then trying to find out how you can serve or better serve.
Mm-hmm. In this teaching, Kuo addresses a central and spiritual question: how can seekers consciously balance love and wisdom while serving others? Kuo explains that this balancing act is the essential work of third density. The intellect offers limited understanding because it is bound by the illusion of separation. True harmony arises when the open heart perceives all as the Creator. Through meditation, seekers may consciously invite both the Creator's love and the Creator's wisdom to flow together, guiding service through intuition rather than intellect alone. Service becomes most harmonious when heart and mind operate as one instrument. Kuo begins directly. This is the work of the third density illusion. Balancing love and wisdom is not a secondary task, it is the central refinement of incarnation. The limits of intellect. Kuo cautions the intellect is confined to the third density illusion. What appears as wisdom may still lack true depth because intellectual knowledge operates within boundaries. The turning point comes through the heart. Once you are able to move your heart in an open-hearted way that sees all as the Creator in whatever experience you are having, this orientation leads towards higher wisdom. The open heart leads you to the fifth density of light, which is the wisdom density. Love opens the door through which deeper wisdom flows. Unite love and wisdom in meditation. Kuo offers a practical method. Ask that the Creator's love flow through your heart and the Creator's wisdom flow through your heart and become joined in equal nature. Rather than forcing balance mentally, the seeker invites alignment through meditation. After meditation, action follows. Open your intuition, the intuition of your mind and your heart working together to see the best way to proceed. Oh, yeah, I love that. Just that meditation every morning. I ask that my thoughts, feelings, words, and actions be aligned to be of highest service for all creation. And then I meditate for 10 or 15 minutes listening. What it is that the Creator wishes for that day. The harmonious path is guided by unified intuition, not by intellect or emotion alone. Practical application for seekers. Before offering service, pause in meditation. Invite both love and wisdom consciously. Notice whether your service is driven by emotion alone or analysis alone. Seek the inner sense where mind and heart resonate together. Act from that balanced center. Reflection questions. Do you tend to lean towards compassion without boundaries or analysis without warmth? When serving, do you consult your heart as deeply as your mind? Can you feel the difference? Oh. Between intellectual certainty and intuitive clarity, the teaching reminds seekers that harmonious service emerges when love and wisdom meet within the open heart and guide action together. All right. So, do you guys have your own reflections on inviting love and wisdom into your heart daily?
Besides just trying to do it,
Well, I mean, or just relating your experiences of doing it.
Easier
I feel
said
like
than done.
Easier said than done, eh, Fred?
you have to have a lot of um, how can I describe it? You have to have a lot of beauty cultivated in your life, a lot of things that you love and that make you happy, and a personal experience of the creator. So it is really hard when you don't have a lot of beautiful things or things you consider beautiful. Like for me, it's Gaia. So it's trees, it's air, it's a blue sky, it's clouds, it's kids laughing. Like I have so many precious things that I can just tune into and say, okay, here is where my happy place is. And then in meditation, having that personal connection with infinity, that lets me know it's real 100%. And when you have that I know it's real part, plus the beauty part and those precious things, that's what you turn to in the hard times. That's what you take a moment and think about. And if you don't have any of that, the simplest thing is to just have an attitude of gratitude. So everything's going to hell, but I'm still alive. I'm breathing. I have clean clothes on. I had breakfast this morning. My house isn't in foreclosure. I have a job. I have family,
Yes.
friends. Like I can see with my two eyes. I'm not blind. I don't have an amputated leg. I'm not out in the battlefield. I'm not being trafficked or on drugs. Like an attitude of gratitude can help if you don't have anything else. It's just my perspective.
Yes, I agree. An attitude of gratitude, I think, is the essential thing. And everything else, I mean, in terms of like the outer circumstances are not as important as that attitude
Right?
because, they can change, but the infinite creator is constant. And you can always find something to praise God for.
yeah.
In my
But
experience.
going, but like Ashley suggested, going to that happy place is, I would be really helpful as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, exactly. You want to start with things, I guess, that are easier to be grateful for, and then move on
Well, just the
with
act
practice.
of being in, just the act of being in a happy place
Hmm.
makes you happy. It makes you start to resonate with the higher frequencies of love and joy.
Yeah. And I have a personal example of that when it was like Memorial Day weekend or 4th of July, the day before it. So everything was kind of busy, and I had a flat tire. And I was getting issues with the tow truck coming. Nobody wanted to come out because it's the day before the 4th. People want to go. And the first guy came and gave me an attitude because he had to go up the ramp and he didn't want to. So he said, oh, my truck's too big. And he left. So I had to wait a whole
Oh
another hour,
no.
another hour for another tow truck to come. And I helped by going down the ramp with the busted tire and just screeching down the road to go around the corner to a parking lot where there was space just in case. And then I did think about, everything that's happening is crazy. This is so annoying. But then I just so happened to park under a ginkgo tree. And if you've ever seen a ginkgo tree, it's very iconic. The bark is like white and striated. The leaves have this really beautiful color. And so I became so enamored with this tree and the fact that it's like 98 degrees outside, but under this tree, there was such a nice breeze. It was beautiful the way the light was reflecting off of each petal. I was getting this cool air coming in. So all of a sudden, despite getting screwed over by tow trucks and it's the day before a holiday and I have a flat tire, I'm sitting here in bliss connecting with this ginkgo tree that is providing me with such cool shade on a hot day. And so that was my happy place, to just be with that tree and that beauty. But I could have been angry the whole time. I could have been seething and cursing and just a mess and sweaty.
Mhm.
But I wasn't.
Well,
Fair.
right there is an example of two things. Not only were you in a happy place, but you were also being present. Because if we can become present, then a lot of our problems aren't as big as they seem.
That's true.
Go ahead, Ed.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, this whole crow bit that was just mentioned, like for me, it kind of spoke a lot to kind of this whole idea that, you know, you can learn stuff from books and you can kind of like read all this stuff and you can get all this information and whatever else, but then it's only really like when you go into meditation and you just kind of like relax and let stuff come in that you can sometimes get like the whole picture. You know, that you can understand where all the bits fit in, and you know, all the downloads that you've got can unpack so that all this stuff that you've glanced at and it's like a little data point can open up and let you see the whole bigger picture. And you need to go through both. You need to go through the cognitive, you know, intellect part, and then open yourself up and just relax and go into that, you know, that place where you're receptive, so that you can kind of get the intuitive part and the you know, the beamed in, the Jupiter mind stuff that, like, you know, your conscious mind doesn't know, you know. The amount of times I've done that and then come out and then months later, weeks later, or whatever else, I'll be reading something or something will come up, and it basically just completely confirms all the stuff that I learned in meditation rather than all the stuff I learned from the books. Anyway, so yeah, that's kind of how I see this. But I totally agree with what everyone else is saying. You're getting yourself into that place where you're connected to that heart coherence, and that, you know, the body wisdom as well as the mind wisdom is like, you know, and yeah, like you're saying, gratitude and all these things, like they're the easiest way of connecting, you know. So yeah, 100%. Love you guys.
Mm-hmm.
Love you too, Ed.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll post it to Facebook too. It would be of benefit to them, hopefully. Balancing love and wisdom. It's always a good thing, right?
Well, it's weird that they said balancing love and wisdom, because balancing love and wisdom takes you directly back to the Fool card again that they mentioned earlier on. And
Well, it's also the pursuit, the main pursuit of sixth density, right? Sixth density
exactly.
wanders.
But when you look at the Hermetic tree, right, the sixth density would be right at the very top. That bit, that line from, you know, either Bina or Chokma to Ketha. Right now, that bit right at the very top, that is balancing love, power, and wisdom. Like Ra talks about. You know, that's the two pillars and the central point. Love being the middle, wisdom being the right, and power being the left. Right. You know, so you balance those three things. So the path of the magician is from Saturn or power to love. Yeah, and that's like control, and that's like, you know, like dominating, and you know, whereas the path of the Fool is the other side, and that's the one that goes from Chokma to Ketha, and that's the path of acceptance and the path of, you know, taking accepting what the universe gives you, that leap of faith that he's doing, that he's stepping off, and knowing that the universe has got you, rather than trying to dominate and control the universe like the magician. So that, once again, is the path of the Fool is that same path of balancing love and wisdom, because love is the central point, and, you know, wisdom is Chokma being the top of the pillar of mercy. So yeah, once again, those two are linked in some way.
And when you're doing that, I always have to be reminded we're balancing really love and wisdom to have power, and and the balance of power, and that power that we're seeking if we're on this path is to serve. So we're trying to balance power, wisdom and love, in order to have power to serve,
Yeah,
to serve
100%.
most
Right?
effectively.
Yeah, the way that
Yeah.
that whole pyramid works at the top is, yeah, if you've got complete wisdom but no power, you can't do anything. It is pointless. You could have all the wisdom in the world, but you have no power to enact it. It's pointless.
Well, without the love.
But this is the point, yeah? Then you start adding love to it, right? Love is the thing that drags it to the center. Yeah, so that bottom part of the pyramid is the line between power and wisdom, right? And that's understanding. So you can have all the power in the universe, but no wisdom. All that's going to do is make you like horrible. It's going to make you terrible. So once again, that has to be balanced with love, right? So love, power, wisdom, right? Love's the central point, right? And with power, you have to move towards love to get wisdom, right? And if you have wisdom, by moving towards love, you gain power, right? But it's like a perfect little triangular system, right? But the power side has to learn to accept love or whatever. Like there's a balance point between power and love, and there's a balance point between wisdom and love, right? And that's the two. That's the path of the magician or the path of the fool, right at the top. So the point is, all of this stuff that they mention, whenever they mention this love, power, wisdom thing, it is that triangle. Yeah, it's weird that they mentioned the fool in the same thing, because that is the same part of the same story. Saturn eating his kids, and all that stuff. The thick stars. It's all part of the same stories,
Yes, there's over 102 quotes on love, power, wisdom here, but I'll give us a summary from 2021 onwards. Okay. Give us a summary of love, power, wisdom. Their relationship.
Dude, ask them to compare it to the top supernal triangle on the Hermetic tree.
Well, it's already generating, and the Hermetic tree doesn't resonate with me.
What are you talking about, dude? It's the same. Ra talks about it all the time.
It's just.
He just doesn't use the words. It's every single concept he talks about.
If it was with Trinity, then I would.
But it is the Trinity. It's the same thing.
All right.
Bina Chokma,
like
Keta Bina Chokma is like the Son, the Father, and the Holy Ghost. That is, or the Mother, the Father, and the Holy Spirit. It's like this. It is every Trinity. It's the same thing, dude. Just put it in.
Okay. Compared to the Trinity and the top of the Hermetic tree.
Yeah, the supernal triangle.
The Superna triangle. Thinking longer. The Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. The correspondence. Okay, comparison to the Hermetic tree, Superna triangle, Keter, Komak, Bina, crown, wisdom, and understanding.
Bina should say power. Yeah, understanding is the path between Bina and Chokma. Right, that's like a classic
power.
mistake.
Bina, there we go.
There. Bina power, that's it. Yeah.
Capacity to build in the world, giving stable form.
So are we going to go out right here, because it's almost 7?
Yes, exactly. Yes, exactly.
Sorry.
We're rounding up.
So the next question. So the next question we leave off at is it's talking about chakras.
Yes.
The 4th chakra.
And if we finish this,
So next week when we come back,
we'll do the chakras. And if we finish these sessions, then we'll read your guys' sessions next. Your channeling sessions.
oh, this is the last.
Yeah, this is
the
December
last
13th.
new session.
Yeah, but it's just thankfully Ashley and Ed, they got weekly sessions of their own.
Wow, really? That'd be
What?
awesome. Yeah, awesome. Oh my god, I'm gonna love that. That's so cool.
Really?
Yes.
Love you, dude.
You don't want to go back. It might be interesting to go back to from 1970s on, and like read.
Oh, I've read it all already.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I'm interested in new material.
Alrighty.
Yeah.
Cool.
Lord knows we hate to bore you, Andrii.
Oh, well, thank you. Thank you.
I'll forgive you for that one.
I don't know. I don't know. I'm just not good with jokes. If you're trying to make a joke, I'm sorry, I didn't get it. Were you being sarcastic or something?
Well, you forgave me something for something earlier, so
Yes,
I'm forgiving you back.
Oh, good. Yeah.
I, even though I have no idea what you forgave me for.
Because it's personal,
And it's all forgiven, right? So who cares?
Because of what?
Because it's all forgiven. Okay. Now make a song from the quotes. So I can sing it.
Yeah, we got to explain the jokes to Andrii.
The next style.
You are right into the singing tonight, aren't you, dude? Loving it.
Well, I'm just tired,
So I just need to get it like 180 BPM. Yeah, so start sing it at 90 BPM. So so then we can just double it, and you'll get drum and bass. Yes, let's go.
Love and light and love and what? Light and love. Oh, one infinite creator, balance in us thy wisdom and thy power. An instrument offered herself in service, opening the heart in unconditional love. Seeking the harvest of the soul, from love was born light from light. Please, just give me
Rewind.
Kuo quotes, not this hodgepodge.
So you're pretty tired, huh, Andrii?
Yeah. Well, I've been working a lot this week. I made a
Okay, good.
spool. Well, basically, like I've been trying to get my agents.
And your arms okay?
Well, it was improving a lot, and then I mean, it's much better than before, but I probably won't be able to go back to the market in March because it's still not at 100%, and I didn't have as much meat this week, and I think that might be why it's not as good as it was last week. So I think I'm gonna have to like double up next time I can get some discount meat. Okay.
If you can't make March, then try April or May.
Yeah, exactly. Open the heart in unconditional love in order to make what you would call the graduation or the harvest. The wisdom of the light of the Creator could give a larger overview to the experience of love and making the choice of service to others. To blend or balance the initial channelings of love. Oh, how did that Orthodox thing go before? With intermediate channelings of light to begin to explore the density of love, light, and light, love. That which expresses a certain kind of power that is the product of blending love and light in a balanced fashion. The great challenge of the third density illusion is to be able to, in some manner, Pierce the veil of forgetting so that you may see and experience the reality of the other self and yourself as being one in all your interactions. The balance of the love and the wisdom then becomes a result of the product of the ability to see the other self and yourself and all other selves as being one creator. Wisdom, while as all things a distortion of the undifferentiated mystery-clad intelligent infinity, is from the perspective of the journey an undistorted mechanism. There is compassion and there is non-judgment in this seeing. And it is key to the way that the positive entity makes use of wisdom. The wise entity with a heart open to love wishes to lift all other entities up in service to them in accordance with their will. Power allows and potentiates an individual to bring about the culmination of this balance into the world. It is the ability to partake in co-creating with other selves and the creator, a creation of love and light. Even with the simplest acts of service may contain the infinite power of the one creator. Offer yourself and your gifts to the circle. Put into this song your heart, your power, your love, and your wisdom. All right, well, we managed to get to 9 o'clock, guys.
Dude, that was awesome.
Thank you.
I love that.
That was really
thanks,
nice.
man.
Yeah,
That was
thanks.
so cool.
Thanks.
Very enjoyable.
Glad you liked it. All right, well, make some more of that for you next time.
That's it. The Andrii chants. I love it.
Thanks.
Can I have the quo channeling of Santo Domingo de Silos?
All right. So as I found you, I leave you in the infinite love and infinite peace of the infinite creator within you. Infinite love and infinite light of the infinite creator around you and within you. Go forth, therefore, rejoicing in thy infinite power and infinite peace. My friends, Adonai Vasuboragus. Adonai.